Okay, we're back again with Tony. We're gonna be talking about some current events. He has some things on his mind. He wants to get out into the public sphere. And go ahead, Tony. You're talking about some things. You had an itinerary today, a little bit,
Hey, yeah. First
and
thing I wanted to talk about, how you doing,
I'm
brother?
doing all right. I'm doing all right.
How was your 4th of July?
It was lots of explosions.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting, patriotism. Is patriotism on the way back? What do you think? Patriotism.
It depends on for what, right? Patriotism for what? I want
Well,
to go. I don't want
red,
to go
white,
into.
and blue, Uncle Sam, US of
I
A.
mean, what does that mean now? I mean, what are we talking about here? It's like, are we talking about the Constitution? Are we talking about Bill of Rights? We're talking about Declaration of Independence? We're talking about sovereignty? Are we talking about this democratic socialist experiment that seems to have started since the 60s, like this critical race theory?
Yes, yes.
Everyone
Doesn't
has to be forced segregation. I was like, what? Desegregation? Like, everyone has to be put together like a big blob? I mean, taxes at 80%. What are we talking about here? Like
yeah.
unaffordable housing? I mean, patriotism for what? Like, which government are we talking about? The FDR government or the 1860 government? Are we talking about which one are we talking about? So it's a big question. It's like, what? I just like I like explosions. I like fireworks, but patriotism this is a multifaceted question. I don't know if you were getting into this today. Go ahead.
No. That's a bad. I did want to get into this because, like right now, for example, our national identity, all those things, all those complicating factors. Are we a nation of value and worth that is worth uh, being proud of with all our warts? Or are we, should we just listen? Because if you listen to the Democratic Socialists, no, we're a piece of shit and we should be folded up and death to America.
Yeah, it turned into the communist China and communist Russia, which were failed projects. Those projects failed, and they want to go ahead and turn around and do it. And I think it's the what they call it, the coalition of the disaffected. This is what they got: the losers, the retards, the dumb fucks, the broke people who can't figure it out. Yeah, they got a coalition. There's a lot more of those than there are the people who have been successful, and they want to like get those together. We can all vote together. We can get those bad capitalists to take their money, and everyone will be equally free, and they will equally have the equal amount of money. It's like, that's not how it works. That's not how it works, and they really have people convinced because they don't know history. They don't know how these things have been tried many, many times before, and they've always failed. And the politicians, they take the bag of money and they run to their island in the South Pacific or something like that, and then they start over again a few years later with a coalition of the retards, rejects, and dumb fucks. Like, so I don't know what people are talking about with patriotism exactly. Like, what country are we talking about? Which constitution? Which set of civil
The
rights
current,
laws? Which set of social Supreme Court decisions are we talking about? Let's keep going. Go ahead.
well, the current Constitution, for example, yes, confiscation, redistribution does not work. I
Right.
Googled I asked AI the other day, how much wealth do all the world's billionaires possess? Its answer was 17 trillion. Well, we're 38, just the United States is $38 trillion in debt. Confiscate every dime that fucking Elon has, and you wouldn't operate the US government for 100 days.
Right.
So when they say, oh, tax the rich,
They're
sorry,
already rich. They're already taxed. You
they're
already
already
got them.
got work.
So
It's
they take tax people, that's
government's
just going to be me and
problem.
you again, like more austerity, more regulation on top of the little guy. So this stuff is ridiculous. Go ahead.
So I think the idea of that the idea of a nation, a republic for which it stands, a republic of a nation of people committed to free enterprise and liberty is still a worthy idea
Oh,
that
I'll
we
get
have to fight
patriotic behind that. I'll get patriotic behind that.
for.
That's what
And
created this nation to be as great as it
that's
is. Go
what,
ahead.
well, that's what we have to fight for. If there is something, I agree. I also would get patriotic behind that concept. So in if that's what the 4th of July is about, then I'm on board. And I'm saying, yeah, let's do that, and let's not listen to the naysayers and the nabobs that want to bring us down to the Ilhans Omars and the other, which is That is actually one of the topics I wanted to get into, this fight in the Democratic Party between the older mainstream Democrats, if there is such a thing anymore, and they seem to be losing their soul to the Democratic Socialists. But first, let's dive into the viewer mail
All
bucket.
right, let's do it.
Okay. The first question comes from Sue in Thrall, Texas, who asks, "What's up with that guy's super long last name?"
You mean my real last name, my not government last name? Yeah,
Your
my
real last non-government. There's a story here that people like, dude, what number one, what is it? I've always wanted to hear you pronounce it. Give me the story. It's Greek, correct? Why don't you give the people, tell them your last name?
Yeah, it's Greek because my grandfather came through Ellis Island. He came from Greece, supposedly. I mean, it's a little bit misty about where his origins are. But he came through Ellis Island. That's my actual real last name that came from my grandfather, Lapidolus Athanasiopoulos. And
Wait, 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 wait. Sounds
Lapidolus
like a Disney
Athanas
song.
Thasiopoulos.
Oh, one more time, slow for me.
Lapidolus Athanas Thasiopoulos.
Lapidolus Athanasiopoulos.
Thasiopoulos. And it means the sons of the seers.
Lapidolus
Yeah, yeah. It means
Lapidolus Athanasiopoulos.
Thay.
I thought I said Thay.
Thasiopoulos, yeah.
Lapidolus Athanasiopoulos.
Yeah. Yeah. It means the
What
sons
letters is that?
it means the sons of the city of the seers beyond death. It means people
What?
yeah, it means people that can see beyond the death realm.
Okay, this is interesting. Have you had any experience seeing beyond the death realm? There's a
Yeah, of
concept
course. Yeah.
called nominative determinism.
I don't know what that is.
That's nominative, name, determinism. Names determine fate.
Oh,
There's a
okay. Maybe.
expression, nomen est omen. Names are destiny.
Okay,
Like
maybe.
Anthony means worthy of praise. Charles, my middle name, means Freeman. And here I am, I'm a good dude who's interested in liberty and a republic. So in a way, my name actually is representative of what I've come to believe.
Right. Yeah, I see that.
So have you seen Beyond Death?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the history, like there's two ways to see beyond death: the death that's already occurred, and the death that's in front of us. And seeing where these things are headed, seeing the trends, see the trend lines. History is seeing beyond death of our people who've already come, before us, and the people that are coming after us that we're going to be living into. Yeah, we're in a privileged position to be here to see both ends of it.
And who is seeing? Give me the actual meaning again.
The sons of the city of the seers beyond death.
So there's sons, and what city would that be?
Athanas. No, Athanas is beyond death. Sons of the city. I'm not really sure. I've never had a direct translation of each word, each phrase, but it's like a word concept kind of thing. Athanas means beyond death. Athanas means not dead, and then the Opolis is a city, and in there Lapidolus means sons of, or the city of. I don't know which one it is. I don't speak Greek, so. And I haven't had it translated directly, but that's what my brother looked into it, and he said, okay, this is what it means. And I was like, okay. Yeah, my grandfather came through Ellis Island, and they said he had to chop off all this big, long name to be just either a smaller name or we're going to get Jones. So while they were sitting there going through the line, they stuck it aside, and they thought about for an hour, him and his brother, and they decided on Athanas, which is also a very common name on the East Coast. There is a lot of Athanases. It all came through Ellis Island at some point and had the same issue. And then we came the not death, the not dead part of it, or beyond death. Not dead, beyond dead, before dead, after dead. It's all kind of in the meaning phrase. So that's what that's for.
Have you had any psychic encounters beyond the grave?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. We're having one right now.
All right. That's really interesting. I feel like there's a show just in that. Okay. Our next viewer mail comes from Gloria S. Why do y'all hate women?
Oh, I don't hate women. I love women. I love I'm a woman lover. Oh my god! But what they become is just low grade, like not very good men. And with this feminist stuff, it's like, okay, you just took on a bunch of men's roles. And you took the most powerful part of you, which is your feminine nature, away, that you've used successfully for eons to get your way without us balking and being, trying to one up us. Like, you got your way with all kinds. You got the most secure position, the most privileged position, especially in the West. But you don't have to work. You didn't have to worry about anything. You could just take care of your kids and play with your girlfriends. And you could, when things got bad, you piped up and said stuff. And like, they got the 19th Amendment without even being. They got alcohol to be banned without even having the right to vote. They got the right to vote after, and they didn't even want that. That was forced on them. And once I found out they were a powerful voting bloc and they could be turned into a voting bloc, that's when they lost their powers. They lost their privileged position with this feminist stuff. And that's the thing I have an issue with, is like, they've lost their privileged position and they've lost their true power in society of not having a defined political role. That's the issue that I have is right now. It's like you're trying to take over environments, and then the environments get changed, and it totally changes these organizations. But when they become more than 30% women involved, all the rules start to get changed for the women, and that's when then men bail out, and that's when these organizations tank. And so that's a lot of the problems we're having in the West, is because women have taken over these organizations and become prioritized. And then the thing that the organizations were doing successfully before this get totally changed into something else. We turn into this democratic socialist. Everyone has to get equal amount, even though you're putting in different amounts of effort. I mean, this is like a widespread thing. It has nothing to do with hating women. That's the other thing too. I love how they just go to, oh, you just hate women. It's like, you're not obviously not listening, because we're not hating women at all. We're like, but I'm not. I'm hating what the women have become and what they're trying to be, and what the role they're trying to take is. They're trying to take all the roles in society, and they are not capable of doing it. And then a lot of times once they get the roles, they're I don't want to do it anymore. I want to go back to doing something else. It's like women get these degrees of doctors, like they work for 2 years as a doctor and they bail out. It's like, what the hell? Or they get into these offices and all you do is gossip, and they want to turn it into like a little family. It's like, why don't you just go have a family instead of trying to make the office space a family? We're in direct competition with really powerful forces. You want to make it, everyone has to be a family in here. It's like, no, this is work. We're not trying to make it. So they're always trying to change stuff to make it more feminine, even though why don't you just do the role in the home? You'd be much happier with your girlfriends gossiping and goofing off than in here. Then when things get bad, you can just pipe up and we can make changes the way you're most powerful with your feminine nature. Go ahead.
Well, I don't hate women either, but unfortunately, I've kind of had a rough road between my extremely difficult mother, my extremely difficult older sister, all her kids, every woman I've ever dated. And so what I think the level I'm on is that, because as we know, is a regular facet of the show. I'm attempting some dating right now, and man, it ain't going well, brother. And so women told
I mean, you're still trying. I had given up. I don't even try anymore. I'm thank God. Like, if somebody would have told me
yeah,
around age
yeah,
50, your priorities change and your chemical hormone makeup, whatever changes, and you can just deprioritize women, and it's
well,
like not a big deal. It's
way.
like, okay, go ahead.
But the woman said to me the other day, "You hate women," and I'm like, "No, I love women, and I'm so frustrated by the fact that I love them so much. I love my mother. I keep trying with my mother, and every time she's just a mean bitch. My sister's a mean bitch.
Yeah.
My are mean bitches. My daughters are mean bitches. And I can't, no, I don't hate them. I love them so much, but y'all don't take, y'all don't take accountability for that dark feminine that's in you. And so I keep running into this. And men, we are in so much closer connection with our dark aspect because it's always present, because of the male threat of violence lurks right between this. What'd you say to me? You ain't respecting me, bro. Men are ready to go off. And so we are careful around each other.
We're ready to go off, and we're ready to defend ourselves too. And
Right.
so
So
women, they want the authority of a man the privilege of a woman, which they can change their mind at any time and do whatever they want, and the responsibility of a child. This is the things they want. And that's the issue that I have is like they're trying to do these three things instead of just doing the one thing they're really good at, which is raising babies, handling family situation, making keeping the holidays going, keeping the social structure intact, making connections. The things are really powerful at and taking it easy. I mean, they're pretty good at taking it
Yeah,
easy.
because then the whole society has a place of rest and recreation and comfort and care they can return to, where it's not all just the world being stressed. And the other thing is, as far as the so that on my level, that's kind of how I approach this thing, because I think we need to push back, and we need to say, and that point's going to come up again in the second letter, or the I guess the third viewer mail. But so I don't hate. So to summarize, without just getting on my soapbox about all this, dude. I I I
No,
I
it's a soapbox show. You're allowed to be a
Right,
soapbox.
right. Well, I feel like we got a lot to get to, but I feel like I don't hate women. I love y'all very much.
Yeah,
I want the society to function. I want women to prosper. I want children to prosper. I want
especially kids. Especially kids. Come on.
yeah, and I want everybody to prosper. And you do need mothers in the home, and mothers don't want
Must. This public
to.
school stuff is a travesty. A travesty. The amount of abuse you think the Catholic Church is bad? The public schools are 10 times
Yeah,
worse.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then people, oh, I'm gonna put my kid in childcare. It's like you're giving a probably an illegal immigrant making less than minimum wage. You're raising your children. This is crazy.
And you know who imposed it were the financial barons who imposed financial models
Mm-hmm.
such as industrialism, which says that the woman needs to be a taxpayer and a wage earner, and she can't be in the home, which makes ideal family size decrease. People demand fewer. There's in economic terms, there's a supply side to reproduction, there's a demand side to reproduction. And ideal family size is the demand. How many kids do people want? But so I'm really almost on, I'm not quite, it isn't really quite a Jungian concept of, but the shadow, women have a shadow, and I don't think they are at all aware of it. So
No.
one of the things I'm doing is I keep running into it in this way that just fucking hurts. And
Hey,
so
let's
I'm
hear about it. Let's hear about it.
sensitize himself to that and put a woman in perspective. And sometimes that means calling out her bullshit. So I think that's what we're doing. All right, let's move on to the next letter. This one is from a gentleman named Kunta Kinte from Chicago, Illinois, who asked,
Okay, it's a
"Why
real
y'all
person.
hating on blacks so much?"
I mean, I don't know where this hating on. We're calling out the bad behavior. I love blacks. I mean, I grew up with a lot of black entertainers. Like Eddie Murphy was one of my heroes growing up. I just thought he was amazingly comedic talent. Um, and I was enamored by lots of blacks. I like blacks a lot. They don't seem to like me very much. I don't know why. Not all, but there's a contingent that as soon as they see the color of my skin, I'm automatic enemy. And it's like, okay, well, I'm just kind of reacting to that. I'm kind of reacting to this whole new thing where I'm just automatic enemy because of the color of my skin, and that's kind of what I'm reacting to. And they're extreme, a segment of them, extreme misbehavior, and then large segments of the black community going, "No, we're okay with that." It's like, what do you mean? Wait a second, what? And then like then there's this whole like integration thing. It's like, okay, maybe this experiment failed. Maybe we shouldn't integrate. Maybe this forced integration thing wasn't good for white people, wasn't good for black people. Maybe we should have our separate spaces, be allowed to have separate spaces. We can like get together on certain things, but other things maybe we should have be separated. Um, just because, especially the O.J. Simpson, hearing about like the jurors on the O.J. Simpson saying, "We just wanted to get back at Whitey. We didn't really care about justice. We thought he was guilty, but we wanted to get back at Whitey." So it's like, wait a second, murdering white people is totally okay? Like, yeah, yeah, for whatever reason, for all the social crap they've been putting, all the programming, all the MK Ultra, all the TV shows, all the rap music, all the stuff. Yeah, they're kind of like, I'm just responding. I'm kind of reacting to their extreme racism. Like, I was ready to be fully integrated, like, let's go, whatever, but they're definitely not. And for whatever reason, I don't know all the reasons, but there's I just named a couple. I'm just reacting to that stuff.
Well, same here. I want to state equivocally, if I don't hate black people either. I love black people.
Yeah.
I love all of God's creation. And
Well, not
so,
all of it, but most of it, yeah.
yeah, most of it. Well, again, but it's that shadow that's creeping up. And, it's the narrative. So, in other words, if you are a hardworking black man, dude, if you're a hardworking black woman, if you're a hardworking black child, I'm on your side. I want black people to succeed in this.
Yeah.
I want them to have businesses. I want them to have happy lives. I want them to have safe neighborhoods,
Yeah, absolutely.
stable culture. I want them to have functioning families. I want them to have a big old slice of the American dream. I want them to be happy and healthy and connected with God and to have good relations with white people, with Hispanic people, and with Asian people.
Yeah.
And I want the people to all be interlaced, individuals, but yet joined,
Right.
and whatever that means. But there is a factious element that seeks division out here today, and they are teaching oppositional defiance, and we're seeing it scale since George Floyd, and it's not heading anywhere good, and I don't like that, and I'm going to push back against that too.
Right. That's the part I'm seeing too.
I'm pushing
That's the
back.
part. I mean, I'm not. It's like this general. Like if we uh describe one person doing one thing, doing something crazy, I will call out white people. I'll call out black people. I'll call anybody if they're doing bad behavior, right? And people say, "Well, you're just glomming onto this one thing." That's another problem. It's like, why can't you see we're calling out the bad behavior as opposed to the skin color? Now, what's going on with that? That's the other thing. It's like, okay, there's something here. There's something going on here. I'm reacting to that. It's like, hey, you can't see that it's the bad behavior. That if it was white, black, green, yellow, it doesn't matter what color it is. It was if that behavior is done to anybody, it's bad. They can't see that. It's like, what's going on there?
That's what I'm doing. I'm calling out bad behavior, which brings me to a weird synchronistic event that happened recently. After we had filmed the DEI Black Female podcast, I was sharing it with some friends. I was meeting a friend for lunch, and we're meeting in a parking lot of a barbecue restaurant. And we just come together. Buddy, how are you? How are you? I give him a hug. He gives me a hug. He goes, man, I watched your podcast on DEI Black females, man. It was really interesting. At that exact moment, across the parking lot, we hear a black man yelling and screaming. I look over there, and this dude, this black guy, is has cars in the middle of the parking lot. His door's open, and he's yelling and screaming at the top of his lungs, being as radical and angry and as violent as him. Mama, you motherfucker, you trying to back up your blah, blah, blah. I'm just trying to back up over here, motherfucker. Da, 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 blah, blah, blah. And there's some dude with his in a red pickup truck, and it looked like a Latino's pickup truck. You know how Latinos customize their trucks?
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Yeah.
And it looks like they went to AutoZone and bought all the little
Yeah. They're fun. They're having fun.
When you live in this part of Texas, you can tell who's driving the truck
Yeah, of course. Yes.
right, by the accoutrement that they select, right? So it looked like a Latino guy in a pickup truck, and the black dude's bitching at him because he was trying to back into a parking space, and Latino guy thought, well, hey, that guy's backing, he doesn't have right of way, but the black guy was just going back up anyway. So black guy's out of his car, menacing the pickup truck, yelling at the top of it. He's chimping out hard. So me and my buddy, I take out my phone, I start filming the guy. And then he looks at us. Oh yeah, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? Look the other way.
Looking at you, dude. Look at you going crazy.
He's totally chimping out in the parking lot. Now telling me to look the other way with my phone, and I'm filming him, and my buddy like, yeah, dude, whatever. He gets back in his car, backs into a parking lot, back in the parking space. Red truck goes by. Guy gets out, walks into a pawn shop.
He's
So
having a bad day.
and my buddy's like, oh man, I don't have a lot of interaction with this world, but fuck, speak of the devil in it and he appears.
Right.
Like, yeah, dude, I got to tell you, I don't know if it's following me, but we're in Austin. It's
No,
major.
it's everywhere right now. There's been some sort of program deployed, MK Ultra, CIA, intelligence operation. They want to create this division, and they want to really want to widen the division for political purposes. Seems like they're creating political games, political blocks. They're trying to get the coalition of the affected, the disaffected, the retards, the rejects, the people that feel like they're on the bottom. They feel like they got nothing. They're nothing coming. They have no way out. It seem like they're going to a coalition of these people. And this is part of the effects of that, I think. From what I understand, from what I see, from what I'm analyzing, I have no idea. I'm looking at it from the outside. I know how intelligence operatives works. I know how they've done this in other countries. They've destabilized governments in other countries using these same exact tactics all over the Middle East, all over Russia, all over other countries. This is what they do. They get the factions inside. Go ahead.
And you see it, and you naturally assume this is eliminated. This is a limited micro event just taking place in my sphere of awareness.
It's not.
For a long time, I know you and I have talked about this, but similarly, back in dating in Austin in 10, 12 years ago, I was like, man, is it just me or bitches be crazy lately?
2016, they started the program, the intelligence operations.
What am I doing wrong was my question. I'm always asking that question about myself. I'm always asked, what am I doing here?
Right.
And here I'm like, what am I doing here? Why did I get attacked at work? Why by a black guy? Why am I, I'm always asking the question, but I think there's a macro trend here as you describe. And you don't have to look very far to see that mainstream media is promulgating these messages 24/7.
And those are intelligence operations. That's not news. That's not entertainment. Those are intelligence operatives. Project Mockingbird, if you don't know what it is, go ahead. Go ahead.
Follow the financial chain up. Who owns these networks? They control the message. We're talking BlackRock, State Street, all et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
The real major huge capitalists that have been in control of the country since they killed Kennedy. At least that. Maybe before that, FDR was maybe involved with these people. There's these super industrialists, the people that run railroads, that own the nuclear power plants, own the petroleum companies. It seems like those people are really the hyper capitalists, the pseudo crypto capitalists. That's not really capitalists. They're really something else. Fascists. I don't know. They seem to own the government. They own the corporations. They own these industries, and they can't be touched. They have no names. We don't know who they are, but they're always in control of these things and funding these operations. Go ahead.
I saw a network map of board members of the Fortune 500.
Yeah.
Guess what? There are 6,000 individuals who, by and large, are on all the boards of all the Fortune 500 companies. So it's a very small club and you ain't in it. George Carlin's famous quote, "It's a big club and you ain't in it." That's wrong. The truth is it's a small club. 6,000 individuals make up, on a Pareto distribution, 6,000 people hold 90% of the board seats of the Fortune 500.
By proxy, probably more than 99%. So
when MSNBC, when CNN, when CBS News, when ABC News is telling you XYZ about race relations, then you can assume that is top down, and somehow or another the CIA is in there too. Exactly.
And they say that all the intelligence, there's a whole bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of intelligence agencies that we don't have names of that are doing these operations. And if you can see how they're doing in other countries, like a lot of people just haven't looked. You have to have time. Like I've been unemployed for a while. I haven't had a chance to go look into this stuff because that was just me doing that stuff. It's like, wow, the things they're doing over there, and they're real proud of them. They're doing over here too. It's like, okay, well, these are all intelligence operations. Go ahead.
They affect our women. They're after the women. They're after
Easily manipulated, easily swayed, easily emotionally violated, easily emotionally swayed. Like easy to, they're just really easy to manipulate.
and
Like,
they're told they were victims. So you look at the political messaging that uh, this top down oligarchical structure is promulgating, and they're attacking the black community with it. They're attacking women with it,
they're
and it's
politicizing these communities. They're
you
weaponizing them.
are a victim. You have been oppressed by white males. And that's the common theme in both those issues. And the structure of the country needs to change to a socialist, confiscatory, redistributive. Uh, that's and who is this happening mostly in the Democratic Party? Who mostly are their constituents? Liberal white females and blacks are the most loyal.
And they're
They
doing that
voted
stuff overseas,
for
same operations, same ideas, the victimization, the whole same operation. So it's like, okay, this is definitely top down. This is
and,
definitely top down and coordinated very, very well. And I
and
worked for a DC tech company that worked with a Bloomberg company that was one of the under Bloomberg's daughter called Murmuration. I worked with one of these little companies, and Murmuration is a flock of birds that there's no central coordinating committee. They all just kind of fly at once because they kind of just all have the same ideas that are given to them by who? By Bloomberg, who's also hooked into this network. Like, so I became aware that there are many, many, many sub companies, sub corporations that come into existence to do one or two things. To manipulate one or two campaigns, to get groups of people to get together, give them tools, which is what I worked on, to organize that would leverage people that have very little, small groups of people to make it look like they have huge amounts of power. So these operations are extensive. They're very sophisticated, and they're no joke. And these billionaires, Bloomberg was just a minor player. These guys, they're major players who run these intelligence operations. So it's a top down thing, and it's extremely sophisticated. People have no idea how sophisticated it is. They're well funded because they're being funded by a fake money Ponzi scheme that's called a Federal Reserve. We're at 32 minutes. Do you want to continue this on the next show?
sure, I did want to kind of just wrap that up.
Yeah.
Well, the other day, in my in this I'm talking to a woman on the phone in my futile day, and she made the statement, well, because women's voices have been suppressed for so long.
No, they haven't.
And I was like, are you kidding? Are you kidding me right now? I said, that is such a false narrative
Correct.
that you're oppressed. And I said, no, the true story is that men and women have been striving together against insurmountable odds of survival to create something out of nothing. And look what we've built. And women have been expressing themselves the whole time. And feminism is really sexist because it assumes that women have not been able to get their message out. And because women have always been right there by the side of their man, putting their message into his ear. And so this whole message that it's like, and on a purely, practical level, man, have you ever known bitches to shut up? Hell,
No.
they haven't been quiet. And also, I pointed out to her that on an evolutionary basis, everything about males was pre-selected through natural selection by females. If I'm territorial and if I'm dominant, it's because women selected for that. The size and shape of the men's genitals assume female promiscuity and selection and choice. Whether or not, like Jim, I could go into it, why the male genitals look the way they do, and it's a function of female promiscuity and choice. How many people she mates with decides what percentage of his body weight his testicles will be. Everything about us, our sociability, our aggression, our intelligence,
Yeah.
all of it, females selected
Correct.
for.
Correct.
And so when a woman bitches about males, She's bitching about the history of female selection.
Correct.
She's
Correct.
bitching about female choices
That's right.
across the spectrum of
Right.
time.
And people say, "Oh, the rape thing, rape thing." It's a very small number. Very small number. We are a product of rape, but it's very small. Most of it's been this voluntary selection.
Well, you know,
Hey,
the same.
Tony, we should continue this on the
All
next
right,
next
all
episode.
right,
All right, we're gonna continue right after this. So
all right. Hey, it's good talk, man.
we're gonna continue. Keep. Don't lose that thought. We're gonna go right after this.